now I think we've gotten through everything, and we can jump into Lore Corner.
Cool.
Without any further delays. I've only been trying to get there for 15 minutes.
That's okay. If there's anything I got right now, Josh, it's time. So.
Wait, what?
I said if there's anything I have right now, it's time. So. You know.
We're going to jump back to the Ripples book. Now that the API has finally updated and I can read these from somewhere other than directly in the game, we're going to jump back to our seasonal lore. We're going to do pages 6 and 7 tonight. We're going to hold off on number 8 because I don't think number 8 was supposed to be accessible on the internet yet, and I accidentally read it, and I definitely don't want to read it on here if it's not actually attainable in game.
Right.
And I'm like 99% certain it's not.
Right.
So this first one's called Isolation. Space is loneliness. Far removed from any of the system's planets, it is at once suffocatingly dark and blindingly bright depending on which way you turn. A jump ship sits in fixed position in the black, engines off, oriented so its underbelly faces the glare of the distant sun. There is no true cockpit inside the radiant acceptor. The ship's canopy projects an image to the pilot. No frame, no obstructions, just the infinite gulf. Crow stares up at the blackness between a cluster of stars he can't identify. He wishes he were there, where nothing is known, where everything can be new again. Glint rests in his guardian's lap. He is accustomed to Crow's hands cradling him as though he were a small cat, but in this moment Crow's head is instead in his hands, fingers tangled in his hair. Glint is silent and patient. He knows he has to be. Crow makes a small sound in the back of his throat, and the ghost stirs. When this is followed by an unsteady hitch in his breathing, Glint floats up, presses himself to Crow's chest, and begins to hum. Crow's hands close around him, clutching him against his heart, and that's how Glint knows. Crow is still the same inside. Sulphurous plumes rise from fissures in the Venetian soil. Crow marches across the planet's surface, his boots crushing thin sheets of calcium that skim across shallow, iridescent pools of water. His jump ship is perched atop a rise nearby, clear of the unstable field he now traverses. Crow, please, Glint pleads over his guardian's shoulder. Can you tell me why we're here? I find it interesting that Crow has gone back to Venus, because we know Uldren had a lot of interest in Venus.
Mm-hmm. You think he's?
I don't know. Go ahead.
You think he's just trying to find solace there? You think he's just trying to find, like, not really answers, but just kind of find peace with what he learned, you know? And maybe this is a place where he can go to just, you know.
So we know that from the lore of Season of the Hunt, he was planning to go to Venus before we got him to go to the tower. So this is something he's been wanting to do for a while. I'm curious. I think there's a few things. So we know specifically Osiris told him not to go to there. We know that Osiris told him not to go to Venus, told him to go to the tower instead. So maybe this is kind of a thinking of Savathun told me not to do it, so I'm going to do it anyways. Maybe he's there to try and recruit any remaining Elixni to House Light. Or maybe it's something deeper. Maybe he's thinking, well, if I go into the vault, maybe I can reset time. Maybe I can save everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can make it to where Osiris never gets possessed.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I mean, there's clearly still some stuff to be done. We know that he is an emissary to Keitel now, alongside Saladin.
Right.
So I'm curious to see how do we get there from here? Glint is with us during the Halloween event, which takes place a week or two after this. So I don't really know what's going on. This is one of those I think we're going to come back to. Like, I almost wonder, what if Venus was kind of like the prototype for what we see Savathun's Throne World become in the trailers?
Right.
I've kind of wondered that, like, maybe that's what Venus looked like in the past or something. I don't know. Like, the Vex also pretty clearly still have a role to play in this story and have kind of had a diminished role as of late.
Yeah.
Even though we fight them so much in Season of the Splicer, they really didn't have the role in Beyond Light that some of us kind of anticipated they would have.
Yeah.
And there's still the matter of that gigantic Vex portal that we're going to have to deal with at some point.
Yeah.
So I think this is kind of more setup lore for Crow's future than like something that we're going to deal with right this second.
Right.